Good afternoon. I'm Pete Dobrovitz. Toby Gold is taking the day off. We're about this far away from the weekend, so we've made it. We're going to get it started right away with a good show for you today. Coming up a little bit later, we're going to take an inside look at some martial arts experts, a kind of a view of that whole subject that maybe you haven't seen before. And also, Jim Hooley will be stopping by to tell you that if you've been seeing a lot of radio on your television lately, you're not seeing a lot of WKRP, but he'll explain exactly what that is. And first of all tonight, a special treat for me. We've got a man on here tonight. I want to tell you a little bit about him first. He's a three-time All-American from Ohio State University. He was a gold medal Olympic winner. He was an NBA All-Star for more years than most people can remember. And he certainly remembers, and that's what he's doing now. Jerry Lucas is with us.
It's good to be with you, Pete.
It's a pleasure to have you. And
Thank you kindly.
I'm repressing the urge to talk about basketball. Just sit here and
well, you know, basketball was a big part of my life, but I retired from basketball to become fully involved in memory education, and that's what I've been doing for the past 7 or 8 years, and I really appreciate the opportunity to help people in that area of their lives.
How did that come about? How did someone who was playing ball for so many years end up now writing books and doing this whole thing?
Well, Pete, I didn't set out one day to say I'd like to be a memory expert. I was like all other youngsters. I had a lot of nervous energy, wanted to do things to keep my mind occupied when I had nothing else to do, and was very mentally occupied. Gymnastic mind I had, you might say. And when I was in school, I began to realize two very important facts. Number one, memory was vitally important in school, and it was becoming more important. And number two, I was not being taught how to remember. And one day I had a teacher tell us a little story that made me think that memory was very simple and easy, and wondered why I wasn't taught anything else like that. I would never heard anything else again to make memory simple for me, and so I started to experiment. I began to try little methods, little ideas, little techniques to try to improve the memory process for myself. And to make a long story short, in a period of time I developed some very simple and workable systems of memory that worked very easily for me and were a lot of fun, and I began to teach those to others, and it grew into the point where more and more people came for help. I began to write books, and I'm starting to do a lot of work educationally, and that's what we're going to be talking about today.
So what you're saying, it's a skill? It's like riding a bicycle?
It is. It's a learned skill. Most people think they have bad memories, Pete, but they really don't. They have untrained memories, and there's a big difference between what people think is a bad memory and what really is an untrained memory. If we're going to drive an automobile, we have to learn how. If we're going to fly an airplane, we have to get some skill, pass some tests, and know how. Learning to remember something is no different. There are some basic skills and basic abilities that one must be taught, and they can do it easily. Unfortunately, we're never taught them in school. That is starting to change. Many of the educational systems are writing to me, talking to me, beginning to use my books. Parents are using them at home, and the educational process is becoming fun and easy and not dull and time-consuming and boring like we always thought it had to be.
So you have now developed, what, a whole system with pictures and associations?
Yes, I use pictures because God has blessed us all with what I call a photographic mind. Now, not a photographic memory. By a photographic mind, I mean we have the ability to see, store, and recreate pictures in our mind. If I say elephant, we see an elephant. If I say tiger, we see a tiger. If I say ladder, it's created in our mind. So what I do is change the intangible printed material that we're normally called on to remember into tangible pictures that can easily be seen and stored away. And once we think of what we want to know, we see the picture in our mind. As when we think of a tiger, we see a tiger. When we think, for instance, of Arkansas, we will see Arkansas and its capital locked together, and we can see it and know the answer without any problem. And a little later in the program, we'll see how it works with youngsters, and the viewers at home will see it's fun and it's easy and it's really revolutionizing education.
What do you think of when I say commercial?
Time for a break.
That's what we're going to do right now. We'll be back, and we'll take a look at some of those pictures and talk more with Jerry Lucas, so stay with us. Welcome back to 5:30. In case you forgot, we're here with memory expert Jerry Lucas, and we're joined by, I guess, what we could call some students. They're kids who are children of some of the employees here at the station who are going to take a look at what you do, Jerry.
Yes, Pete, I had the opportunity to talk to them for 5 or 6 minutes before the program to acquaint them with what I did, and I'll briefly go through it for the viewing audience so they will know what I did, and then we'll see what happened with these young people and show you how fun and easy what I do is. Now, as I told you earlier, I use pictures, so we will look at these pictures, and very quickly I will show the viewing audience how we picture the numbers 1 through 12 with sound alike so the children can see them and then begin to solve the times table problems. Number 1 is a trophy. I won a trophy. Number 2 is a tuba. It sounds like tuba, and it can be seen without any problem. Number 3 is a tree. Some kids count 1, 2, 3, so it sounds like a tree, and you can see a tree in your mind. It will be a good way to picture the number 3. I want to spend a little time with number 4 because we're going to use it in one of the problems. Now, 4 is a football player, and how in the world does that sound like 4? Well, down south, they might say it 1, 2, 3, four with a southern accent. So if I were a football player, an opposing football player could be my opponent or my foe, and he has an R on his jersey, so he's a foer or a number 4, and the kids have learned that a football player is number 4 very quickly. Number 5 is a fife. It sounds like it. Number 6 is a thermometer. I got sick, and a thermometer got sick. 6, sick. Number 7 is saving money in a piggy bank. 7, saving, so they look at it and see a piggy bank for number 7. We skipped over a couple of them so we can get up to another one that I'm going to use. I'm just going to do one more, and then we'll do some problems. Number 10 is an octopus because it has tentacles. 10 tentacles, so they can picture an octopus in their mind without any problem. Now, I'll skip over 11 and 12 and get to a problem. If we can come in on this a little bit, we will talk about this particular problem, and the youngsters have already had a chance to look at this picture. We will talk about it, and the viewers at home will know and understand what I do. Now, you recall, children, that a 10 is, we picture an octopus because it has tentacles, and here you see, I talked to them about this before, you see one octopus, which is a number 10, and another octopus in a library reading a book. So since an octopus is number 10, that's 10 times 10. 2 octopuses, so it equals 10 times 10. Now they're in a library here, and they're reading a book. A hound dog, a red hound dog with a number 1 on him, read the book with them. So 1 hound read with them. 10 times 10 is 1 hound read. Or 10 times 10 is 100. It's cute and it's fun, and the children easily remembered it and were able to recreate it. Let me show you a couple more that we did, then I'll...
can we do some quickly?
Sure,
okay.
Let's do 1 or 2 more quickly. Here you see 4 times 4. You remember a football player is number 4. So we have 2 football players is 4 times 4. They're pushing a sick teenager off the field. 4 times 4 is 16 or 16. And we did 1 more quickly, and then I'll test them.
Alrighty. We
have a tuba, which is number 2. Riding a double bicycle with an octopus, which is 10, 2 times 10, and the twin tea bags beat them in the race. 2 times 10 is twin tea. The twin tea bags beat them. All right, now let's test the youngsters to see what happened. Do you recall the picture with the 2 octopuses in it, right, which was 10 times 10? They were in a library, and what read a book with them?
1 hound dog.
1 hound read, which is 10 times 10 equals what number? 100. And the 2 football players pushed somebody off the football field. Who'd they push off the field? A sick teenager. It tells us 4 times 4 is 16, right? And the tuba and the octopus were in a bicycle race with 2 other things, and they beat them. What won the race?
The tea bags.
What kind of tea bags? Twin tea bags. That tells us is 2 times 10 is what? 20. So you see, Pete, it's fun, it's easy, and the youngsters are able to see these pictures, recreate the pictures in their mind when they think of the problem, and boom, they know it.
Now you're going to have class in session right now.
Yeah, I'm going to take them with me in just a moment. I'm going to teach them some presidents of the United States in pictures. We'll come back later. They can easily show you how it's done, and then we'll tell the viewers how they can obtain some of these books for their own children.
All right, you do that, we'll do this, and we'll see you back here in a minute. Stay with us. Welcome back to 5:30. Okay, Jerry, the heat's on. The first 10 presidents. Can they do it?
Okay, kids, let's go through the first 10 presidents. The first lady's doing what in our picture?
Washing a
ton of clothes. What president is it?
Washington.
The lady who brought him to her has a very large...
Adams.
President Adams. She looks over her shoulder and sees a...
Cook.
Who is who?
Her son.
Jefferson tells us President.
Jefferson.
He's shaking his fist. He's hot because he's what?
Mad at the sun.
What president's that?
Mad.
Trying to get away from the heat of the sun. A man's doing what? Rowing a boat. Monroe. He also has a large... President Adams. He rode his boat into a toy. A toy what?
Jack.
It was perched on a what?
Sun.
Jackson. It fell out of a moving...
Van.
What was in the back of it?
A bureau.
Van Buren. Painted on the side of the van was a what?
Harrison.
President Harrison. Walking away was a man carrying a stack of...
Tyler.
President who? President Tyler. Okay.
That's
so
it.
They got
All right. Congratulations. Very good. Jerry, tell us, people who want to know more, what they write.
If they want to get these children's book or a catalog on the things that I've written, which are only available through the mail, here's even the address in a picture that they can get. As the camera's coming in on it, we'll have an opportunity to do it. Simply write to Memory Training. So write to Memory Training, White Creek, Tennessee. You see a white creek flowing down into the sea, and a tin can plops into a sea, White Creek, Tennessee. For the Times Table book, send $15 to Memory Training, White Creek, Tennessee, 37189, or request a a catalog, and we'll be happy to send you a catalog with all the products that I've written.
All right. Jerry, it was a pleasure having you with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
And thank you for being with us. That's our show for tonight. Toby will be with you on Monday.